Yeah, that's kind of how it started. I mean, were the Crucible Knights instrumental in aiding my investigation? I guess that's where I'm really having a hard time. Like, what did they say? They say to go to Heritage Hill. I would have done that anyway. So I would say number 2 as far as honesty. But what's the best? Like, no counter. Like, as in a showing of my intent, right? It's like, boom, Crucible Knights. They have like a good backing. If I'm just saying, hey, I'm just doing it on my own, I'm really regarded in these people. Maybe more of a roguish. Let's try number 2.
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended.
Cool.
But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
Okay. What do I pick? I would allow animancers to continue their work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Animancy should be studied in Deerwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. Ooh, that's really good. The animancers of Deerwood have been given too long a leash. The practice should be restricted and controlled. Nah. In truth, I'm not completely confident animancy doesn't have something to do with Widewind's legacy. No, I am. It would be wise to ban the practice, at least for now. Animancy is too dangerous. We were not meant to use it, and we have proven why we are unworthy of it. It should be outlawed. I am all about the pursuit of knowledge and everyone working together. So I like number 1. Number 2 is not too bad, because it gives a little bit of like a military side to it, right? Like, if you don't expand your science knowledge, someone else will. They're gonna fucking kick your ass. Everyone's like, that actually makes sense, yeah. So like, that's like, everyone would understand that, right? Other people who are not affected by Widewind's legacy, which I guess is not being a factor here, saying, hey, they're doing animancy and they're not suffering from Widewind's legacy. They're A-okay. If you stop it here, they're just gonna fuck you up. You want to die? I don't want to die. And then they're like, hey, I don't want to die either. That's really great. So, number 2, I feel, is the best answer here. Unless he already knows this, right? He already knows, and then I'm just stating something. 1 or 2. I don't think this crisis could have been averted. I don't know much into the letting keys starting. Like, what if someone was burned by animancy and that's why they hate it so much, and this is just like a super wicked plot to have it end? But only in this area? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. Nah, number 2's best. Pallegina. Her face still. Pallegina looks your way and subtly nods in approval.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me to collect my thoughts. In particular, I want to thank our new delegate, who has given me much to think about, and who alerted me to a new enemy I had failed to see.
Extraordinary positive in Defiance Bay.
The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement. Ramir D. Barash, representing the interests of animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Just kidding. Who is this? Whoa.
It occurs to me now that my concerns about animancy may not outweigh its value.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
No!
This motherfucker!
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you?
Hey, she's still alive!
Another time. I am already late.
What? Huh? Who? The words, "Shall I end it for you," ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at a pulpit, high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide, circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel, overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Her eyes are barely open, and her words come between strangled breaths. They are steady, unbroken.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in from outside, alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Theos is gone. Adair leans in, his head upside down in your sight as he peers down at you from above. Hey, you're alive! He looks over you, frowning. Can you move? We shouldn't stick around. When Dear Woodens get stirred up they like to start burning things. Off to one side, you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He's trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it's too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb! She's the only... She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor, still. Space Pig! Hi, Sidley. Don't go out there, there's rioting in the streets. Well, that's why we have a save button. Okay. Last thingy, maybe. Oh my god, I can't stop when the story gets good. This quest failed. Two-sided. Oh, that's the Aloth thingy. Well, sorry. Okay, wow, we can't go that way. And we can't go there. Justiciar killed commoner. Lots of commoners not happy. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. These lot are in the league with the Animancers. Sorry. I'm on my way to Breeding City. Should I have helped them? I don't know. Clandestine cargo? What? Okay. Whoa, that's running with blood. Go, run before they see you. Yeah, totally. Oh my god. All that loot. Not what you expected, I'm sure. But damn it, I'm a looting man. No one's gonna see me. Okay. Now we talk to her. I was born a looting man. Looting man. Oh my god, more loot. Everywhere, it's glorious. Ah! No. Not purple. We don't want purple. No one's really gonna care that I steal everything. Because you did. Alright. Lady Webb lies still in her bed, an ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pooled beneath a gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hands. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in your ken. Reach out for it. You make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls from the street outside comes the sounds of screams and shattering glass and the cacophony of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient's steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak.
I was a fool to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
You are concentrating, focusing with all your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity.
He replaces
No, this is how it has to be.
He replaces the brandy bottle on the table with care before approaching the bedside. He sits on the edge of the bed next to you. His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long, curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he